Welcome back, DJ Focus, Dice Gamble. You tap back into the Fixx, your source of faith-infused hip-hop, R&B, and poetry. It's time for our spiritual detox, and we got a special one for you guys today. Let's be very clear. The GMA Dove Awards are right around the corner, and we are excited because, listen, we got the host of this year's events on with us now, and come on now, y'all know him. He has been doing great Christian music, gospel music for a long, long time. He a pastor too as well. Y'all know he preached that word. Let's be very clear. He don't run away from a conversation about God. And we are excited to have a convo with our brother, Tauren Wells. What's going on, sir?
What's happening, sir? How are you?
All is well, man. Come on, man. I know you got to be excited, man, about the GMA Dove Awards. Come on and just talk about, man, what does this mean to you, man, for your personal career, and how do you feel about doing this, man?
It's amazing. It's amazing. I am unapologetically a fan of everybody in our space, in our genres. I know that typically we get lumped into one kind of faith genre, but there are genres that
Facts.
exist within faith music. So to celebrate everything from bluegrass to CHH, from gospel to corporate worship, is really, really special. And I just they just gave me a seat on the stage because I'm the biggest fan in the room every year anyways, in the front row, cheering artists on, showing love, showing support. So to be able to do that behind the microphone and be at the helm of the night is a tremendous honor, and I'm very excited about it.
How do you think the show has evolved, man? What do you think is going to be special about this year's Dove Awards?
I think we continue to exemplify unity in the Dove Awards. What has become more and more beautiful to me, and I've been around for a little bit, but when you consider someone like CC Winans, I'm still relatively new to the game, but to look around the room and see so much uniqueness, to be able to point to different artists and everyone have a unique sound, a unique artistry, and for the people to continue to come together and to celebrate one another is absolutely beautiful. It's very biblical as well, and not in handing out awards, but in just showing each other honor and seeing each other in different spaces. And so I love that, and I think we continue to grow in that direction.
Stay there for a minute. I'm glad you brought up the unity theme, and that's a powerful thing because we do need to have unity amongst the body. Do you think, and this is just specifically talking about the church, do you think the church has, kind of fell off a little bit when you talk about unity and coming together and doing things? I know, the pandemic kind of shaped and moved some things around where, everybody has virtual, services and technology and everything, and it kind of
Yeah.
went more into the entertainment space instead of the preaching space. So do you think, at times the church has a lack of community and coming together?
I think, of course, I think in every human organization, human institution, you're going to have human flaws. And I think that there will always be a fight for unity and community. Jesus was fighting for it. He had to deal with Peter about it. Paul had to deal with Peter about it. Jesus had to deal with Paul about it. So these are like stakeholders in our faith, and they did not quite understand what Jesus was trying to do in bringing together every tribe, tongue, creed. And so we still wrestle with that because, of course, the enemy always uses the same devices. He duplicates, he does not create. And so it's the same play that he continues to run. I can't speak to the church at large. I can speak to what I'm seeing in our church in Austin, Texas. And many people in our church have said that this is the most diverse room they are in all week.
Okay.
So we are flipping the narrative. You have every type of person, and not just diversity in color, but in ethnicity, in social background, economic background, all of those things. We're seeing beautiful diversity. And so my hope is to control, and be a part of my own environments, and then hope that that spills over into other spaces as well.
That's good. So come on, I got to talk about the drip a little bit. How do you prepare, man, for being clean on this stage, man? I know you probably been talking to a lot of different stylists and stuff, and just talk about that, man. Now that's a big thing. Now we talk about church fashion on the show all the time. So I'm just curious
Yeah.
what that drip gonna look like, man.
You know what I'm saying? I'm a pastor now, DJ Focus, you feel me? So I gotta be careful. I can't be out here on preachers and sneakers. So I
Okay.
will toe the line. But just know the toe will be right, because I'm gonna have the right shoes on, I'm gonna have the right suit on. And yeah, I do have some people that help me with that. But it almost doesn't matter what you wear if you're not in shape. So my first thing was going to Nike.com and get me a little weight bench, get me a little barbell, get a little, get some plates to put on there. And I'm trying to get the body right, so that the suit fits correctly.
Yeah, that's good. So come on, man. Listen, you up for one too as well this year? You are a nominee.
Yes, sir.
Come
Yes,
on, tell
sir.
me, how you gonna balance that? If they call your name, you hosting, and they call your name to win one, you can't tell me you gonna go crazy now. Come on.
I'm just saying, if I'm the host and I don't win, there's a problem. No, I'm just playing. But I will, Kanye, the moment I will come up there, I will take the trophy. No, I'm just kidding. But no, I'm honored to be recognized. The beautiful thing for me is, you know, when an artist is recognized, it's really, if an artist does it right, it's the recognition of an army of people
Mm,
that whose shoulders we as artists stand on, from labels to management to other teams publishing. I mean, I met the lady at the label the other day who just writes the checks for
mm.
everyone. She's in payroll. Like, those people all play a part in our success and ultimately in our impact in the world. And so that's the best part to me, is a lot of people get some shine and get some credit when an artist wins an award.
That's good. That's good. Listen, your single, "Take It All Back," recently hit #1 on the Billboard Christian Airplay charts. Talk about that feeling, man. It's just
Wild.
always good to hear. You know, what I'm saying, you #1. I know it feels good for me. Was it a surreal moment
Yeah,
again for you?
wild. Yes, because it had been, I don't like to throw out stats like this, probably not good. Maybe my publicist can save me, but I think it's been 3 or 4 years since I had a #1. Um,
Mm,
and so it means a lot, when they when every song you put out isn't a #1, when many of the first songs I put out had a lot of success,
mm.
um, it can get you kind of second guessing things. But this was just a moment where God breathed on a message. And I think it's bigger than me. It's bigger than the artists that are on the song. But so grateful for We the Kingdom and for Davies. Davies was on the first album I ever put out on Royal Taylor. He did a feature on a song called Gravity Pulling Heaven Down.
Mm.
And so he's been on a long artist journey himself. So for us to notch this multi-week #1 together is pretty amazing for us, man.
That's good. That's good. Listen, DJ Focus, I got Tauren Wells on. I got to go to a quick break. I'm coming right back with more. Keep it locked. You tune into the Fixx. You know the Fixx is in. And we back. DJ Focus still got Tauren Wells on the line. The GMA Dove Awards are right amongst us, and we are excited. He is hosting. We just having a great conversation with him. So, Tauren, is there anybody that you looking forward to, like that you want to see perform at the GMAs this year?
Oh gosh, that is an impossible question.
Okay,
It's so
that many. Come on, go through the list.
because well, first of all, I don't have a list, and
Okay.
so I would hate to mention someone that I'm looking forward to that's like, "Oh, I'm gonna pass."
Okay.
So, but I do know, Brandon Lake will be performing. He has 16 nominations and leads artist nominations, so he's always very creative, really great performer. So looking forward to that. But it's too early to tell. I can say we're working very hard on my performance,
Okay.
and we're gonna do something different, something unique for an artist in my in the stage of my career that I'm in. So I'm looking forward to that. But all of the my favorite part about the performances is you get a little bit of everything. Like I can reminisce back to, shows where you got Gavi and you got the Gaithers. Like
Mm,
um last year, Mike Jr. was out there smacking,
yeah.
and then you have like Joseph Habedank out there singing in a trio with Southern Gospel. Like it's just a beautiful night where you get to expand your palette of faith music.
Yeah, that's good. Listen, you've achieved so much success, man, over the years, man. Over 330 million streams, man. What advice would you give to an inspiring artist, Christian artist, looking to get into the industry and push their music? What would you say to them? What's kind of like that starter kit cheat code to being a successful artist in Christian music?
Man, that's so good. I think number one, it starts with the heart. You know, the elevation of talent is short lived, but the longevity character gives you is undefeated.
Mm,
And to not just to like make it big, but to last long.
mm,
That's the goal for me, just in life, but also in artistry. I don't just, and I never have wanted to be a flash in the pan. Like a lot of artists that come onto the scene, and you can tell they're probably feeling themselves just a little too much. I'm always just like, let's see where they're at in 5 years,
mm.
because they're either going to submit to the process of becoming humbled by God and growing in humility and learning how to carry what God has entrusted them with, or the come up will be too quick and they will self-destruct. And that's terrible to see. It's awful, but it happens all the time because so often our talent and gifts outpace our character development. And so that would be the thing. Develop the heart, develop the character, develop the integrity. Make the decision for who you want to be before you're ever asked the question. And remain humble and teachable and willing to learn, to have feedback given to you and you receive it, and to be wise and walk in God's ways. That would be the main thing. Then the second thing is go make your own fans. Don't wait for somebody to make fans for you. If you go galvanize an audience, you will have the music industry at your feet. But if you go the opposite way and think I'm going to get a record deal and then I'm going to build fans, you've already lost.
Wow. Wow. Those some gems. While we're there, what's your creative process for making a song? Because you're so talented. Do you have to like write your song first? Are you singing the hook? Do you have to hear the beat, make the beat? Like, walk us through your creative process for how you make music.
Well, I do all of that, probably similar to you or other artists out there. It's art. So it's messy. It's never like rarely does it happen the same every time. There are similarities. I think the big thing for me on some music that I'm working on in this next season that'll be rolling out is I wanted to get time alone with God to see what he was saying to me and what he wanted me to say
Mm,
to people, and being slow to introduce other voices into that process. Not because I'm trying to get all the credit, not because I don't want to be collaborative. I'm a very collaborative person, but that initial seed, I wanted that initial seed to come from the cultivation of my relationship with God in the secret place, in the silent place. And so that's where a lot of these new songs are coming from, is from my time with the Lord. And then I'll take a melody, I'll take a title. Um, I'll just be playing on the piano and see what comes to me, because a lot of creativity is excavation. Like you have to dig deep and unearth something and then sculpt it and mold it. And so giving myself some time away from the noise kind of gives me an opportunity to go deep and see what God has.
Wow. Thanks for sharing that. Listen, we know awards are always unpredictable for the behind the scene moments. Is there anything that you can share that you've already kind of rehearsed in preparation for this that might happen behind the scenes that the people need to know, that they need to tune in to see? I'm just saying, just in case you could drop something.
I will tell you, we are working. We're working. The Dove Awards have been so kind, the Gospel Music Association, to even open the door to the show from a hosting standpoint being collaborative. And that
Mm,
has not always been the case. Not because the award show didn't want to do it, but a lot of artists just don't simply have a lot of time. And so we're carving out time, making it a priority, and collaborating, bringing in some great creative minds just to help shape the moments that I touch, and make sure that we're doing the best we can to serve the audience.
thanks. Listen, I know it's not a competition, and I know we're not competing with the mainstream, but I do want to hear from you because I know you have a sonically good ear for music. You've been doing good music for a long time. You know, we have artists like you. We have artists like Brendan Lake, CC Winans, Chandler Moore, Lauren Diego. I mean, I can go down the list of people that are going to be at the Doves. Just in your personal opinion, where do you think we line up sonically, musically, like for compared to the mainstream? Like, because I feel like, at some would argue we had to catch up, some would argue we're there, some argue we're beating them. In your humble opinion, where do you think we line up sonically, just music wise, just
Yeah,
together?
strictly sonically, I'd say the majority of music that's oriented around faith is on par with anything else you would listen to. I really
Mm,
believe that. I believe that we are ahead of them in the fact that we actually pour the goodness of God into the hearts of people.
mm.
And God often uses the foolish things of the world to confound the wise.
That's good. That's good. So, what impact do you hope that this year's Dove Awards will have on the Christian music community and a broader audience?
I hope we see more and more new artists, man. And that's what has been so exciting looking through all these nominations. Of course, we have some of our legacy artists, some of our OGs, but there
Mm.
is a new thing that God is doing in creatives who follow Jesus. And it's beautiful to see some of those names and their artistry rising to the top.
All right, all right. Listen, before I get you out of here, man, tell the people, man, if they have not already bought their tickets or how they can watch it once it airs, just tell them about this year's GMA Dove Awards, how they can watch it or how they can be a part of it.
Yes, absolutely. The Gospel Music Association Dove Awards, 55th Annual Dove Awards, will be on television October 4th. You can watch on TBN or the TBN Plus app. Very, very exciting. The theme is Unite the Song, and it's going to be a beautiful night centered around God's glory and goodness.
Listen, last question. I definitely gonna get you out of here. I always ask this super group question. If you could form a super group with two other artists, you be in it, you still the lead singer, but if
Oh,
you could form a
gosh.
super group with two other artists, dead or alive from any genre,
Oh,
who,
gosh.
what two artists you picking?
Oh, my Lord. Why would you ask me that?
Because I know you know music, so I know this is gonna be good. Come on. They still
Ooh.
gonna make faith. It doesn't matter. So just take it. Doesn't
I
I'm gonna say
know,
any
I
genre.
know.
It's still gonna be a faith-based project. But dead or alive, you could work with anybody from any genre of music. What two other artists would be on your right and left?
Yeah. So I would say Michael Jackson, of course. And who wouldn't want to see Michael and Prince actually work out their differences and come together? It would be a light-skinned super group, Prince, myself, and Michael.
I appreciate your time. Tauren Wells, y'all. Keep it locked. You're tuned into The Fixx.